Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Oh boy, I want to talk about a few things. I'm probably gonna catch a lot of hate for this one, but I believe in staying true to oneself, and even if it doesn't follow the narrative of other people, I have to share what I get, what I'm feeling. And I want to firstly start with the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And I'm not going to go into the details of it, but I did a video on his perpetrator, and apparently they arrested this guy who they say is 22 years old, and just is crazy. I don't know what to think about it, but I will say this. What I can't get off of my mind is the Slavic background. Now, that doesn't mean that he is necessarily from that culture, but there's, how do I word this? I talk about this guy before I even saw him on footage, that he was pro-you. Okay, go back and if you want to find out what I'm referring to. I don't want to say the country out loud. It starts with the initial U. And I feel like that he was so pro that some of what he did is to try to shut down those who spoke out against war of any kind. I think more is going to come out about that, and I hope whoever's doing this and leading the investigation is really taking note. I know the FBI's there. They did a search of his home. And they say he made a phone call after he was done doing his dirty deeds. There's surveillance of him making a call, probably to say, hey, it's done. This, to me, it feels like a hired hit. It does. And it feels to be someone who's radical, who may run this organization, let's say Martytime, and they're pro a certain country. And I think this wasn't by happenstance. I believe that Charlie Kirk had been targeted for some time. Plus, like I mentioned, how convenient it is. He's outside, but he pissed off someone or a group of people that may not reside in this country. And if you go back to the first video, well, the only video actually I made, you'll see where I'm coming from and what I'm talking about. Okay? It's very important you watch the first one and to understand, I think. I just don't want to go into all that in this video. I think it's a hired hit, and I think, I don't know, I believe they're looking into it. I don't know if he was able to hide it, but I hope and I do believe there's going to be some information about this killing, and it's going to link back to other people, even though he did this alone. I think he was schooled and it's going to go back to another country, and we're going to learn about the Slavic roots of this country and things like that. The other thing I want to talk about is von der Leyen. She's going to be found responsible. I really believe something is going to come out about her being guilty or found guilty of lying to her people about C-19 vax, okay? I mean, I know there's rumors, but I see this really happening. I don't see a rumor. I think she's going to be held accountable to some degree. I mean, She's not going to go behind bars or anything, but it's going to make her reputation look pretty bad. And of course, she might go to Germany and become a leader over there or something, who knows. But all of these things are just distractions, and they're horrific, and there's more to come. So just brace yourself. The next thing I want to talk about is the drones in Poland, where Russia swears up and down it's not theirs. I remote viewed it, and I didn't. In my remote views, you know, I know it's not like factual information, but I was getting it wasn't Russia's as well. And this is a trigger point because now I think Poland is going to be like, hey, NATO, knock, knock. Can we go to war now? Or if it's not Poland, it could be a surrounding country in NATO that's pushing Poland, okay? What did I say like 2 or 3 years ago? I said that that region or part of that region would be like, oh God, how did I word it? The new, I say headstones. I'm gonna keep it just nice. I said headstones. I don't want to go into too graphic, but yeah, headstones, right? So I see NATO countries, at least one, who's going to, they want to go to war. They're going to beef up their security, the borders. Oh man. And there's going to be something, somebody's going to get really provoked. And this drone story is bullshit. It's bullshit. I think it's bull. It's just a way to get us into a quick little war skirmish. And it's not going to be so little when it starts. No, I don't think we're going to go into World War III. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's not some escalation there. I'm telling you, with that, in that region. I was also getting the feeling of nuclear, and I was getting a power plant, but I don't know, guys. I wasn't shown Ukraine, Russia. I don't know where this is. I get like the tip of I get the tip of the radioactive. I can't. An explosion, nuclear plant. Could be Zaporizhia power plant, or it could be something in the Middle East. I don't want this to be set in stone. I see an explosion, but it could pertain to possible nuclear. It won't be good. I hope this doesn't happen, and it could come off a timeline. All right. But the military escalation is going to be most likely, I mean, it could be with Israel in the Middle East, but it feels almost to be with Poland or a bordering country, okay? And a lot of it's due to poor military planning is what I'm getting. We could start seeing shortages in food, but it's going to be like the end of this month, okay? I think it's going to be the end of this month. What else do I have down here? I have diplomatic fractures with NATO, EU, and the UN. Could be a possible sudden financial collapse and breakthrough. So it's going to be something bad, but then something good in tech and trade. I don't know, have a timeline. That's something I wrote down because I was feeling that. The stabbing in North Carolina, this young lady she was a Ukrainian. I don't know if she was a citizen or she was over here, but she came over not long ago and she was on the subway and she got stabbed to death. It was horrific. And I think it happened in North Carolina. I pray for her and her family. But expect more of these things to happen. And a lot of it's due to mental health. Okay, it's mental health. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop here. I'm exhausted. I'm more concerned about Zelensky. It's not really even about Zelensky himself. I'm gonna be honest. It's people that are working behind the scenes. It doesn't really necessarily have anything to do with him. It's gonna be some exposure coming out on. I mean, we hear about Russia all the time, but this is going to be about the other side, and it's going to be deep. I'm not going to get into it. I don't think I need to get into that. But my brain is just working around this explosion I'm seeing. Oh, another thing I kept getting, I spoke on the Canadian, I was getting a plane crash, and I felt like it would be on the East Coast, maybe heading towards Canada, possibly. I don't know that for sure, but that feels strong and prominent. But this feels like it's going to be one thing after another the rest of September. But I do think like by the mid part of October, things kind of calm down, and these little conflicts and things kind of calm down. The shooting of Charlie Kirk and the real reason behind it, that's going to come out, I think, I hope. And then, of course, I hope no explosions take place, no conflicts. But if there is a conflict over in like regarding Poland or any of the bordering countries there, it's going to be temporary, okay? But we don't want to see it happen, because poor military planning can really fuck somebody up. All right, guys, I'm done. Just, we'll get through it. We will. It's negative, but there's always good that comes after the negative. All right, guys.